Well, hello there. It's Marie Hayden, mariehayden.com. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to touch on the different areas to give you a bit of an overview of things that I find very valuable and important to balance in life. So first off, being career. Now, for those of you that aren't in a career, or maybe you've retired, maybe you are, just kind of in a job, but not necessarily a career, I want to encourage you to follow along, because just because you don't have something that's set in stone as a career or a job doesn't mean you can't have growth. And I think it's really important, after being in semi-quasi retirement for the last couple of years myself, I really realized the importance of making sure that I am continually growing. I think one of the biggest things that happens when people transition to retirement is that it's a massive shock. You spent years and years dreaming about this day of retirement, and then you get there and you do all these exciting things, or maybe you don't even have a plan, and next thing you know, all these other things unravel. So we'll be diving into your career and growth and what that looks like for you. Also, the big thing on the list is your finances. I can't tell you how many people come to me and tell me how, if they just had their finances in order, everything would fall into place. I really appreciate the lessons that I take away from Erin Skye Kelly, fantastic Canadian gal in Alberta. She has written a couple of books, one very important one, Get the Hell Out of Debt. Super good tools she provides you, and so I encourage you to check out Erin Skye Kelly. Next up on the list is relationships. Now, relationships doesn't necessarily have to be romantic involvements. Relationships can be with your family. Relationships can be with your coworkers. Relationships can be with your friends. The list goes on and on. But it's really important to ensure how you proceed in each of those relationships. And I want to delve in a little bit deeper and show you how you can be awesome in your relationships. Next up on the list is experiences. And for those of you that know me, you know that I like to experience things. I often think back to when I was turning 40 and how all of a sudden I got this crazy kick that I needed to be in the most awesomest shape. And I've kind of been in pretty good shape most of my life, but that was the year I decided to do mud, sweat, and tears. I did a Spartan race. I did a foam race. I pushed my limits, and they were a fantastic experience, and I will forever love them. I also love travel, as you know, so those are some of my great experiences. But I think it's most important in life that we have these experiences. You can't just go through life mundane, get up, get ready, go to work, same job, same people over and over, come home, go to bed, do it over. Do you know what I mean? Experiences, and they don't have to be costly. It could be like stargazing, it could be climbing a mountain, it could be, going and having a cup of tea at some place you've never ever been before. They don't have to be costly things, people. Recently I was taken off to a lovely little stream, and it had beautiful fish that came up to me and were not so much biting me, I want to say, but it's almost like I was getting a little pedicure on my feet from them. That was a really cool experience. I just loved being taken to this little river and seeing all these little fish in this spot. It was just something unusual for me. So experiences is really important. Next up is spirituality, and whether you're a Christian, you're practicing Buddhism, or whatever it may be, spirituality is super important. There is a connection. We are all joined together as one in this world, in our souls. It doesn't necessarily mean that your body is acting accordingly, but if you can get in touch with your inner self, your inner soul, you will soon realize that there's a lot of love inside of you to give to other people. And if you look into other people's eyes rather than just at their body, you might start to see them on a different level. I think it's really important that we spread the love to one another, and we're able to really grow in our spirituality. I give huge kudos to Master Stephen Coe, who I met, not personally, but was introduced to at Tony Robbins in 2018. he's been a part of my life, as well as going to churches that I have been to in the various places that I have resided in the last couple of years while traveling. And I really think it's important to keep a connection. So whether or not you talk to God, you talk to the universe, you talk to Mother Earth, to me, it's all one. We are all one. So spirituality is something that I really want people to get in touch with and just really see the importance of being spiritually grounded. Next up, health and wellness. Well, of course, I'm going to talk about health and wellness. That's been my life for the last 30 years. So definitely want to delve into some ways that I can help you live your best life in terms of health and wellness. And I think more importantly, just understanding what it means to be healthy and how you can do simple things in your life, like removing anything that is packaged in your cupboards or in your fridge, looking at things that have labels with words you don't understand and can't make sense of. Those are things that I like to say, adios. Next up is your mental and emotional. My goodness, people, have we ever needed this more? Mental and emotional is something that's near and dear to me. I think there's this stigma still that goes around that people shouldn't be looking at alternative services like counselors and alternative therapies, acupuncture, hypnotherapy. Now, I will stress it's important to get to know who your therapists are. There are some people out there who claim to be great and wonderful at what they do, but they do have ulterior motives. And so it's really important to know who you have in your corner for your mental health and wellness. And I hope to touch on some amazing people that I have connected with that I can see around the world at any time, especially my hypnotherapist in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Let's go with a shout out to Laura McGregor. She is a shining star in my world for sure. Next up is learning and knowledge. You know, my husband's great-grandmother, Gigi, she said that when you stop learning, you stop growing and you might as well be dead. So that has been near and dear to my heart. And I think it's really important to make sure that we're always growing and evolving. So I often will have a stack of books beside me. I've delved into some audiobooks because I find that hearing things and being able to write them down is a little bit easier for me than reading books. I seem to blaze through books, and then, my retention of actually knowing what I read is a lot less than if I heard it auditory. So really getting into growth, finding something that has, piqued your interest. Growing up, I never enjoyed reading. Well, the reason why I didn't enjoy reading is because I didn't like the books I was being given. But once I delved into, the mind, the psyche, emotional psychology, sociology, things of importance, recipes, I love my cookbooks, things like that, then obviously I was piqued and I thoroughly love reading. So, find what helps you grow. And if it's not reading and books, there's YouTube, there's classes at different colleges and universities and vocational institutes that you can check out as well. And then the last thing for you guys I want to leave you with is setting goals. I can't stress how important it is to make sure that you write out your goals, you set dates for your goals, and when you feel like you're about to give up on those goals, you just charge ahead and keep on going. Goal setting has got me to where I am today. Goal setting continues to get me further and further in my path in life, and I can't tell you how amazing it is to see your goals come true. One of the things I created was my Renew You journal a couple of years ago. You can find that on Amazon, just under Renew You and Marie Hayden. And I goal set in that book on a regular basis because I can reflect back to my journals from a few years ago where I didn't think I was actually achieving my goals. And in actual fact, I crushed my goals. So I encourage you to get clear with your goals, get clear with what you want, write it down, speak about it, go to bed with it, wake up with it, and just keep chiming away and never, never give up. And remember my other motto, fall 7 times and get up 8, people. Thanks so much for joining me. Tune in next time. Chat soon. Bye for now.